Hi everyone, in this video we are gonna walk you through JuntoSalimos and show you how our platform works. Obviously, first thing you have to do is to type our URL, which is juntosalimos.org, and you will land in our web page and home page, which is the one that we are showing right now. We're gonna assume you have already logged in. We have done so by using our username, JuntoSalimos team. And then first thing you see on our webpage is the highlighted startups. Remember that JuntoSalimos is based on helping entrepreneurs by giving them visibility for their startups, ideas for the questions they have, and letting them connect with our advisor base. So first thing you see here is the highlighted startups. Every 2 weeks, we highlight 4 startups to give them extra visibility. So for instance, for these 2 weeks, we have Goldwork, Apply Sign, Mullet Computer, and SC Designs. If we want to find more startups, we just click on See All or Ver Todas in Spanish, or here in the link to all the startups. We're going to do so. So let's click on See All the Startups. And we come to the search engine for all our startups. So first thing, we can browse and navigate and find the ones we want, or we can say here, we can search for the startup name, the entrepreneurship node, which I'm going to explain later on what it is, city or country. Let's say, for instance, I want to find all the startups that we have in Spain. So I type España, and I will get all the startups that we have from Spain. So you have in their metrics, JuntoSalimos, which is ours, in ours, Startup Surfers, Assessor Franquicia, all of them. Next thing we can do is select one of the specific startups. Let's say HealthFi, for instance, from Jonathan. And here, this is the specific space for each of the startups. Each entrepreneur has his or her own specific space for the startup. So in this case, Jonathan can tell us what his startup does. He can post a video that we also use to promote in our social media, put all the information linked to his startup, how long he has been working on it, how many users, how many employees. This is important information for the advisors to give them better feedback. And then within his space, he can ask as many questions as he wants. And all the questions obviously are related and linked to the startup, as you can see here. So for instance, Jonathan has asked one question that reads, how can I increase the number of users in my platform HealthFi? So Jonathan posts the question, and then he gets ideas and advice from the different users. So he has gotten 23 ideas from all the community, all the JuntoSalimos community, and obviously you have a box here where you can enter your idea if you want to help Jonathan. Important thing about JuntoSalimos is that all the content, both questions posted by entrepreneurs and ideas posted by advisors, are rated by the community. So me as a user, I can come here and say, the idea by Iwa Manil I think is good, so I will give him or her an up vote, and then automatically the idea went up because we rank all the ideas based on the number of votes that they have received. And as I said, and you can see here the idea by Awamanil that right now has 1 vote. And as I said, I can also vote the question by Jonathan. I can say, yes, Jonathan, you posted the question properly. I can understand and I can help you, so thumbs up or vote up. Or I can say, no, I want to cancel and I want to put a vote down. In this case, let's give Jonathan a vote up. So that's the way JuntoSalimos works for the entrepreneur, to give him visibility because we promote this content, and to give him ideas based on the help that the advisors and the ideas that the advisors send to each of the entrepreneurs. So let's come back to the home page. So we have already navigated to search for a startup, to find a startup, to send an idea to a specific startup, and also to analyze and check all the questions posted by the entrepreneur and all the ideas he or she has received. Now let's move on to the next section on the homepage, which are the questions. So here we have just a set of highlighted questions. So we can filter them by most recent, últimas in Spanish, without having been solved, sin resolver, most voted, and highlighted. Últimas, it's obvious, it's the most recent ones. Sin resolver, which means without having been resolved, are all those questions that haven't been, as it says, been solved yet. What do we mean by that? Each entrepreneur, for his or her own questions, can decide whether he or she wants to resolve it by saying that one of the specific ideas received for that question has been the best one. So whenever the entrepreneur says that idea is the best one, we consider that the question has been solved. We consider that the entrepreneur has fulfilled his need of a specific idea. So those questions, all those questions that haven't been solved yet, yes, we have them here. Most voted, I mean, you saw before how the voting system works. So here we have the questions that have received the most number of votes. And highlighted is because entrepreneurs, for each startup, can select one question that they want to highlight. So here we have all the highlighted questions by the entrepreneurs. If we want to see more questions, we click here on See More, or we come to the top bar or top menu and we can click on the questions, las preguntas. Let's click here to show it to you. You have the same filters, most recent without being solved, most voted, highlighted, and nodo de emprendimiento or entrepreneurship node. And I'm going to explain you right here what it means. We work with partners like incubators, universities, entrepreneurship clusters to let them use the platform as a mean to track their entrepreneurs down and to monitor them and the advisors as well. But in this case, we're going to see how they monitor the entrepreneurs. So I can filter by entrepreneurship node and say, okay, Tech Costa Rica, which is the Tecnológico de Costa Rica, main engineering university in Costa Rica. And by clicking on that and filtering, I can see all the questions that have been posted by entrepreneurs from that university, which is very useful for this university and its incubator because they can know real time what their entrepreneurs need and they can perform specific actions on them. Let's come back to the home page for the last time. And here we have the last section on the home page is the highlighted advisors. The second part of the equation in JuntoSalimos, first one is entrepreneurs, obviously, the second one is the advisors. So we have, as we do for the startups, we highlight 4 advisors every 2 weeks. And we have here Pablo, Carlos, Ben, and Juan Carlos. If I want to see all the advisors, then I click here, as we did for the startups, and I go to the specific search engine that we have developed to find all the advisors. So I can filter or search advisors by name, entrepreneurship node, company, position, or city if they have indicated so. Let's say that I want to find all the advisors from Tech Costa Rica, this entrepreneurship node. So I type Tech, I click, I search, and then I will get all the advisors that we have from Tech Costa Rica. And remember, I said at the beginning that in JuntoSalimos we let entrepreneurs connect with advisors, and obviously advisors connect with each other. So the way it works is I find an advisor that I'm very interested in. Let's say is Felix Gonzalez, which is our founder. I can click on his profile. I can go there, and then I will be able to see all the information about him, and I can connect with him via Twitter or via LinkedIn. I'm gonna stop here for a couple of seconds because I want to explain you how we manage each of the profiles of our users. So a user tells us what he does. For instance, Felix is the founder and the captain at JuntoSalimos, so the company they work for, a bio where they can explain what they do or what they are experts in, and then we have this is very important, the impacts. This is like the karma on the platform for each of the users. Whenever a user contributes, for instance, sends an idea, he gets 2 points. If the idea is voted, he gets 10 points. And if the idea is selected as the favorite for a user, for an entrepreneur, it gets, or he gets 100 points. So we value quality over quantity, and each of the contributors, that I said, brings impacts the way we call the points in JuntoSalimos. And then for each of the users, we can see his or her own track record. So impacts, Felix, for instance, he got 20 points here, 20 points here, 20 points here, 2 points here. We can see and click and see all the details and the ideas he has sent. So this is the way we also use the platform to promote the work done by the advisors. And the last thing I want to show you, or we want to show you, is how to create your startup if you are an entrepreneur. So this is a very easy form that you have to fill out. So here you enter the name of your startup, your logo, like the summary of the startup, which we call the elevator pitch, the country where you come from, the city, and if you belong to one of the entrepreneurship nodes that I said before. This is just the first screen. There are 3 screens, but I don't want you to take it. I don't want to take it longer. It's very easy. In 30 seconds, 45 seconds, you can have your startup up and running and ready to get all the feedback and the need the entrepreneur may need. So this is the way JuntoSalimos works. As we said, is visibility, ideas, and connections for every entrepreneur. We don't filter out any entrepreneur. We don't filter out any advisor. It's the community who filters out the content based on the quality and via the voting system that we presented before.